Hello everyone. So today I just wanted to talk about how to work from home and my work from home experience, and to also provide you guys with some companies that I know where you can actually work directly from home. This is my first YouTube video, so I definitely decided to do an informative video for you all. So I hope you guys do find this very helpful and enjoy the video. To start off, I'm Nitra. I'm 23 years old. I have one child. Her name's Ava. She's currently 10 months at the moment. I'm a college student at North Carolina A&T State University, and I work directly from home full time. I decided to actually work from home when I was pregnant. Of course, I was very tired. I didn't feel like actually getting dressed, going to an actual job location. So something just popped up in my head to actually find a work from home job. I say in the time frame between me searching and actually finding a job, it only took, I'll say, maybe 2 weeks. The first work from home job I ever worked at was for Amazon. I'm pretty sure everyone is familiar with Amazon. I was basically like a customer service agent. And yeah, that was my first work from home experience. They provided training, which is paid. And then of course from there you actually go into the floor where you make your phone calls. That job was fairly easy. The training was very easy as well. It was basically like a self-learning training. It wasn't necessarily like my job now, how the training was, where we actually have an instructor. This job was basically self-learning. Currently I'm working for a company called CONDUENT. We're actually a vendor for Apple. I'm pretty sure everyone's familiar with Apple as well. So basically my position, I'm a tech support agent for iOS devices such as iPhones, iPads, and iPods. I think it's a really cool job. I think it's really cool actually being able to work for Apple and serve for Apple. My job actually provided me with everything I need, which is my Mac computer. They also provided me with a headset. During training, they provided you with the iPad, but you actually had to return that once you were done with training. But when it comes down to the computer, mouse, headset, and all that, you actually get to keep it until you actually decide to leave from the company. So that's a real bonus. With Amazon, you actually had to have your own laptop, and of course it had to meet their requirements for a computer. So that may be a bonus for individuals who don't necessarily have a computer. For both jobs, I did have to have internet. For all my work at home jobs, I had to have internet. And that's something that you actually have to purchase on your own and pay for on your own, which is fairly easy. I mean, with my job right now, they provided me with the equipment. So getting the internet was no problem because I already actually had it. So getting internet was no problem for me. So as I mentioned, I work for CONDUENT. Basically, I'm going to go over the hiring process with that company just in case anyone is interested in the company. I do believe they're still hiring, just in case you're interested. I've been working there since the end of March, so I'm kind of still fairly new. But I have learned a lot with the company. Like, they make sure that you learn everything you need to know to be successful with the company. My training was for about 3 weeks, and I know you're thinking 3 weeks to learn about Apple, that's not enough time. And at first I actually was thinking the same thing, but it actually was plenty of time because, as mentioned, they do have a live instructor who actually teaches you everything you know. And my trainer was actually great. Like, she taught us everything. She made sure everyone knew the material before we moved on. It actually was kind of like a classroom. Well, it was like a classroom, but it was just through the computer. And just to let you guys know, at times the trainer actually did have you come on video. Not all the time, but sometimes, so it could be more interactive. So during the training, I did go on video from time to time, which was perfectly fine with me. The training basically consists of her informing us on the Apple products, and of course we had to do modules, and what else? We had to take an exam at the end, and you had to pass. You did get two attempts. If you didn't pass the first day, you did have the second day to pass. And then, of course, I guess with the second day, if you didn't pass, I guess you don't move on. I'm not sure. But I passed on the first attempt, so I was good. I don't know what it's like to be on the second attempt. Couldn't tell you. Everyone in my training class actually passed the test the first time. Like, we passed the test the first time. So from there, you should know the trainers for that company are great. I was really nervous because they actually had us get on the phones. As I mentioned, it was 3 weeks of training. They had us get on the phone the second week, and I was like, wait, I just started working here last week during training. But they actually were there to help you. They actually had someone that been there for a while on the call with you, guiding you, coaching you, to help you out so you could get comfortable, be comfortable, and do everything you can to be successful. The interview process, it was 3 different interviews. A lot of people like 3 different interviews for one job. Yes, it was 3 different interviews, and the first interview was fairly easy. Basically, it was over the phone. Someone just informed me more about the company. He wanted to know a little bit about me, and he just told me what to expect with the company. So that interview was really easy, but of course you did have to get approved to go on to the second interview. Well, the second interview was more so an interview. It actually was through video chat. Me and the person I interviewed with did FaceTime because both of us had, FaceTime iPhone devices. That one, like I said, was more so like an interview. They asked me customer service questions, some resume questions, just a little bit more about myself, and he also informed me about the actual company. You actually as well had to get approved to move on to the final interview, which was with the hiring manager. So of course I was really scared for that one. I actually did my research for my last interview because it was with the hiring manager, and I just feel like if you do any job interview, you should always do research on the company so you could be prepared, especially with a company like this, like Apple. When I started my first job, which was a restaurant job, I actually really didn't do any research because I was like, it's a restaurant job. I mean, why should I do research? But this job I actually did research because it's Apple, and I feel like any company, big company, or any big interview you're having, you should always research just to find out more about the company. This was really, really, really beneficial with actually doing my research. He actually asked me a few customer service questions, and he actually asked me questions in regards to a computer, such as what is wrong. All of these questions he asked me, I actually did my research previously, and all the questions he asked me, I actually were able to locate them previously. So what I did was I had some sticky notes. I did my interview at my desk. So I had my phone right there leaning against my computer, and I had my sticky notes all on my computer. I found a way where I could actually be able to see the question or the answer and answer at the same time, and he know that I'm actually paying attention to him. So yeah, so it's always good to do research regardless of what job. If it's work from home, call center, any job, always do your research. It shows that you're well prepared and that you actually care about the company as well. During that last interview with the hiring manager, it was great. He was really, really nice. All 3 guys were really, really, really nice. And he told me he'll contact me back in about a week or 2. It actually only took an hour. After we got off the call, he had someone call me. He told me I got the position. He told me I could start in maybe 2 to 3 weeks. He also left a comment and said that I was well prepared. That just goes back to actually doing your research. It's always important. They can always notice if you're prepared or not. So definitely keep that in mind. Also, just to let you guys know, I did about 4 work from home jobs, and all of these jobs, including the jobs that weren't work from home, I found them on Indeed.com. Indeed.com is a very, 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 very helpful site if you're looking for a job. All you have to do is search for the type of job you want in the location, and then it'll pop up with a list of jobs that you can actually find. For the work from home jobs, I definitely put in the where section when you're searching on Indeed. I just put work from home, and a variety of jobs had popped up. And as I mentioned, I did find all my work from home jobs through Indeed.com. So kudos to Indeed. This job I work at now, it is full-time, 40 hours a week. It is paid training. A lot of people ask me if I get paid during training or do I have to pay for my training. It's paid training. And one other cool thing with the company is you can actually always get more money by your performance. If you actually get good surveys, 90% and up good surveys during your pay periods, you get $1 more on that next check. So that is awesome. Like, that's so great. So that's one thing I love with the company. What else? So I told you guys that they provide you with the equipment. I told you all the hiring process. I'm going to provide you all with the link below. I told you all it's 40 hours a week. I did do a shift bid. I want you guys to know that. My whole class did. It's not a certain schedule that they said you have to work this schedule. They actually gave us a list of schedules, and basically we shift bid, and whatever you pick, basically, I would say that's what you got. Because what I picked, that's what I got. So I'm pretty sure they work with you on the shift bid. So you do a shift bid. It's not a certain schedule they're going to say you have to work. They did say they do shift bids. I can't tell you the exact amount of time frame they do. I'm not sure if it's 6 months, every 6 months, every year. I'm not sure, but they do shift bids often. So if you're not comfortable with the schedule after working it, you can always do the shift bid when it's available. So that's very important with that company. So now I'm gonna just go into some other companies that I worked at and my experience with that company. Another work from home company I worked at is called, I want to say it's called SYKES. Yeah, SYKES. That was actually a vendor for Hallmark, so I'm pretty sure everyone's familiar with Hallmark. That company actually, SYKES actually have a variety of jobs you could choose from. So basically, I worked for Hallmark. I was basically like a customer service agent. I worked full-time, 40 hours a week. The only reason I stopped working there is because we only got paid $9. And of course that wasn't enough for me. I have a child, an apartment, car payment. I needed more money. So I stopped working there. Of course, I made sure I found a job before I stopped working. So the job that I actually worked at after that was work from home as well. And I know you guys probably like, she loves working from home. I actually got really comfortable with working from home, and it actually was very beneficial for me at the time. So then I just got in the groove of working from home. So that's where I'm at now. The next job, as I was mentioning, it was through a temp service. Guys, I don't remember the name of this temp service. All I know is we were a vendor for TurboTax. Unfortunately, I did not like this job because it did require us to be on webcam the entire shift, and that's just something I wasn't really interested in. So of course I stopped working there. But some of you all may be interested in being on webcam their entire time, but that's just something that I was not interested in. I am going to provide the link to all of these companies below and some additional companies that I know of and that I applied to that are work from home. So all of these companies, guys, you get paid during training. A lot of people have asked me, like I mentioned, if it's paid training. You definitely get paid during training. A lot of people have also asked me, do you get paid off your calls? All the companies that I work for, I got paid hourly, like a regular hourly job. I definitely would not work a job if you got paid per call, but I got paid, I get paid now and got paid hourly. So that's good as well. All of the jobs were full-time jobs. They were like regular jobs, guys. Even though it was work from home, it was just like a regular job. What other questions I have received? A lot of people ask me, I am a mom to a 10-month-old. A lot of people assume that I choose to work from home because I have a 10-month-old. And I'm guessing they think I don't have a sitter. I'm not sure. But a lot of people ask me if my daughter is able to stay here while I work. Yes and no. Yes, she's able to stay here if I have someone helping me watch her. If they're watching her. No, because I think some people are seeing it wrong. It's just like a regular call center job, but you're working at your desk at your home. If I have a 10-month-old that's very active and is trying to learn how to talk and move a lot, do you guys really think I could still talk on the phone to customers, take notes, do all this stuff? No. So if you're actually trying to work from home because you don't have a sitter and you have a little child, I'm gonna be honest, it probably won't work. I say 90 out of 90, it's not gonna work. Only because you have to focus at your job. It's like a job. You can't just be like, oh, let me play with my daughter. Oh, let me talk on the phone. No, because say for instance, if you're on a call with a customer and your child started crying, fired. No, I'm just playing. I'm not sure, but that's how it'll work though. If you're trying to actually take care of your child and do exactly what I'm doing. I should write down these questions because I get so many questions. Most of the time people are wondering where I work and how can they actually start working at the job. But if y'all have any more questions, just put it down in the comments and I definitely don't mind answering your questions. I know a lot of people don't like telling people where they work because they of course sometimes don't want them to actually work where they work, but I'm not that type of person. I actually like helping others. So if you feel like this is something that'll work out for you in your life, in your situation, why not inform you all about it? This is actually my shirt that my job gave me, the company I work at now. We don't have to wear it to work, guys. I just wore it today for this video. So that's really cool. They do send you shirts. They really care about their workers, and it's a lot of room at my company for growth. Like right now, I told you guys I only been there since the end of March. This morning my supervisor warned me that they're actually looking for me to be a Mac advisor. So basically I'll be doing tech support for the Mac computers, and I'll be doing iOS devices as well. So think about it, guys. I only been there since the end of March, which is probably like 2 months. They're already looking for me to grow with the company. So it's always good to perform well on your job so you can have room for growth. Because who wants to be in the same position for 3 years? Not me. I need more money. I need a better title. So if you're looking for that, if you want a company that has room for growth, my job is the job to go to. It's always room for growth. They told us that all the time doing training, and I see now it's actually true. But again, it's based on your performance, how well you do. Performance is everything, of course, with any job. What else? Okay, I'm gonna tell you guys the pros and cons of working from home. A lot of people are probably like, you're working from home, how is that a bad thing? Well, a lot of people, this job is not for you if you're the type that's very, very, very outgoing. You don't like to sit. You get distracted easily. Working from home is probably not for you, but who am I to say that? But I'm just saying, think about it. You do sit at your desk at your house. You don't have anyone watching over you, so of course it's easy to get distracted versus working in a call center where you have your supervisor not too far from you and your coworkers right there with you. You're not going to do certain stuff because you know someone is watching you. But if you know someone is not watching you, it's very easy to get distracted. Just make sure you stay focused. It's always important to stay focused. It's just like a regular job. You could get fired. It's not like your own boss and you can't get fired. You could still get fired. A pro, of course, you're working from home. Like me, I normally don't get dressed. I don't do my hair. I actually don't put on full clothes. So that's definitely a pro because you don't have to fully get dressed just to go to work. No one is going to see you. Also, if you don't have a car, you're actually able to directly work from home. You don't have to worry about transportation or anything of that nature. I do hope everyone found this video very helpful. If I wasn't able to answer all your questions, I'm very, very, very sorry. Just provide them below and I'll definitely get back with you and answer those questions. Like I said, I'm not an expert with working from home, but I have worked for like 5 companies now, work from home companies. So I'm pretty familiar with how working from home goes and how important it is to stay focused though you are working from home. So I will provide all the companies that I have previously worked for below, and I will add some additional companies. And yeah, that's about it. So please make sure you subscribe.